Tyler Seguin talk will not go away, and we continue to try to figure out why he was who he was and why he's gone. I'm Kevin Dupont for Globe 10.0 here with Chad Finn. And Chad, one of the lingering questions you have to, I think, is fair to ask here is, was veteran leadership remiss here or not doing its job in terms of keeping him on the tracks? And this isn't to say his problem has to be their problem, but is that left behind for you here? You think some of these guys should have stepped up?
I feel like some of them did. Maybe we didn't know about it, but I remember Sean Thornton saying, I think it was the Toronto series,
yes,
saying he took him aside and said, come on, get serious, it's the playoffs. But I don't know what else they're supposed to do. You put Shar outside his door in the hotel room to make sure he doesn't get out, or it sounds like they were on his case, and it really had no effect.
Well, they were on his case, and of course we remember the story about they were on the road trip in Winnipeg, and they pulled him out of the lineup that night because he couldn't get the wake-up call, to which I say he had a roommate.
Yeah.
You know what? It felt to me like he wasn't even in the room.
Yeah.
And now that we see the various goings-on and carryings-on, his after-trade party, which came immediately after he was traded, he had a big party and all wild things going on there. Then there's the Twitter gate one more time, and Dallas has to apologize for a homophobic tweet that got put onto his Twitter account. So it looks like he has a whole lot of growing up to do, still at age 21, which would be, as we know, the age of a lot of college kids.
Yeah.
But I'll be with you, Chad, because ultimately, is it not the responsibility, especially when you're soon to start signing paychecks at $6 million a year? You grow up on your time, not somebody else's clock.
Yeah, his 21 is pretty much every 21-year-old male's ideal anyway, and probably some, as you said, some older guys. The question that just hangs out there that we won't have an answer to for years is whether he grows out of this. Yeah. If this is something that derails him and prevents him fulfilling the promise that he had just last year that got him that big contract that made him the number 2 pick in the draft a few years ago, or if he just goes down this slope where he says, I got my money, I'm in the NHL, and I'm going to enjoy it, and it just never gets better.
Well, clearly he has a problem. We don't know what the level of problem is. It can be, you know, not to put any of these on him necessarily, but he's got something to do with a friend's problem, perhaps. People he hangs out is. He could have an alcohol. He could have a lot of issues here. But time for one person to step in and cure that, and that's Tyler.